Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. And this is the latest film in, I think, the 10th film in the Planet of the Apes overall franchise, from its 5 originals to the much maligned Tim Burton remake to now the 4th in this modern retelling of the ape story. Now, Matt Reeves is gone. The story of Caesar is over, and the film opens up with a very emotionally impactful funeral for Caesar. And then hundreds of years we jump into the future, and now the film, this legacy, this story is about the impact and the legacy of Caesar. And we see that through Noah, played by Owen Teague, who's our new protagonist, who lives in this isolated, small, close-knit community of chimpanzees who live with the eagles. They have this bonding connection to birds. But when this violent group of apes come in and ransack his village, Noah must go on this journey to find his tribe. And along the way, this is such a wonderful adventure. I think Wes Ball, who took over the reins of directing these films, who previously did all the Maze Runner films, he does such a great job of capturing different tones. This film feels adventurous, and I don't think most of the films in the previous trilogy really capture like an adventure type feel. Not since probably the original Planet of the Apes do you really feel like this scale and this exploration of the world, and I appreciated that. Gil Pedos, who's the cinematographer, I think does a really fine job shooting this film, and I think Wes Ball does a fine job of pulling it together. I think that this film is lacking that dynamic kind of filmmaking that Matt Reeves had in Dawn and War. But that does not take away from the fact that this is a beautiful film. The visual effects are exquisite. The world building is incredible. The scale of everything. This is a completely engrossing world that Ball is able to create with the rest of his crew. The visual effects on these apes are incredible. The detail is insane. And this film has spurts of action. For overall, this is a 2 hour and 25 minute film. There's a couple of sequences that do have action. They are thrilling, but generally, this is more about exploration and themes. This film really takes an interesting look at the legacy of Caesar, the original elder of the apes, and hundreds of years later, how his teachings have been bastardized by Proximus Caesar, played by Kevin Durand, who's this iron fist-laden tyrannical ruler of this ape kingdom that you have Noah coming into conflict with. And this idea of focusing in on only specific ideas of what Caesar spoke, apes are strong, but forgetting the rest of it. And the way that this film tackles those ideas is fascinating and extremely timely in a world where so many religious Christians are disenfranchised by those in leadership roles that are bastardizing the word of Jesus and the word of God. And even on like the political sphere of people feeling like their political parties have been hijacked by these extremist elements, and that is very much prevalent in this film. And the dynamic between human and ape is handled in such an interesting way, dealing with mythos and legend, but also having Freya Allen's May character, this human who's there and involved in this story. There's a lot more that this film does with humanity than I expected it to. I don't know if by the end those elements work as well as all of the perspectives and themes and ideas that they're dealing with the apes in the film, but it does add some interesting layers and intrigue to the story. I think this 2 hour and 25-minute film is generally pretty well paced. I think it hits its beats when it needs to. I think there's big emotional elements as well. Like, this film has a great sense of humor. There's some moments that really got me. And it has that adventurous feel, but it never shies away from their heavy elements to these previous modern ape films, and this film hits those beats as well. Like I said before, I think Owen Teague is really the anchor here, but Peter Macon, who plays Raka, this orangutan, might be my favorite character in these ape movies now. I just love his addition and what he brings in terms of Noah's journey and helping him grow and understand from this small isolated existence he lived to understanding the broader context of the world of the apes that he is a part of and the generational context of where they came from and how this world became a world of apes instead. I think this film is extremely impactful. There's some surprising appearances of some cast members that I didn't expect. I think by the time it gets to its third act, it is thrilling, it is engaging, it delivers on the action sci-fi elements of this series. This film is a sprawling big adventure that I really appreciated. I didn't love it as much as Dawn or War, but it's such a welcome addition to this story and a great progression of where this is going, and I really cannot wait to see what they do next. But those are my thoughts on Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.